Technology. All right, sorry folks, my computer decided to freeze just a second ago. Can you folks hear me okay? Okay, let's see. I got some chat. Okay, awesome. Thanks. Thanks, Miley. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully, hopefully you folks have been able to follow the Kuleana checklist emails that you guys have been getting pretty easily. We are going to be looking a little bit closer at number 5, and I'll scroll down a little bit. I wanted to leave this page up so that you guys can kind of just, keep track of the dates that are coming up. Registration for orientation is like, you got a couple more weeks to register. Just make note of that. And then this page here, so this is where all the Kuleana checklists are located, okay? But today we're just gonna go walk through a few things that are on the number 5, okay? So let me go ahead and just quickly, I'm gonna stop sharing this screen and I'm gonna actually pop in. Let me just slide this thing over. I'm gonna slide this guy over here and see, okay. So you type in hpu.edu/guide, you come down to these checklists. Each of these can be clicked on. They're just different categories, right? So let's take a look at number 5. So I want to say, I don't know how many of you on this call already are registered, but the last list that I looked at, there were a lot of people who were registered for classes. And so I wanted to just take a moment to help folks kind of search for their textbooks using their schedules, okay? So what I'm going to do is follow this path here. Okay, and I can actually show you, walk you through it. I'd have to slide over my thing real quick. So sign into your HPU portal. Okay, then you're gonna go down to here. Let's go through it this way here. Okay, so let's say you're in your portal. This is what it looks like. Okay, from student services, you're gonna go to the drop down, click on schedule. Okay, and then once you click on schedule, so for me, I have only one. I put myself in one class, and it should look something like this. It should sort of pop up the CRN, the course, the title, where it's located, etc., the times that it starts and whatnot. But this is going to be the information here. What is happening? Right here that you're going to use in the textbook tool search, search tool, I should say. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I just wanted to use this link here. So let's go with that. Okay, it's going to throw you right into the course finding material, the tool. Okay, so here you're now referencing that photo again. Sorry, let me make it small and just move it over to the side. So let's just take a look at that. I guess you guys can now create an account. That's relatively new. I don't remember that being so, but go ahead and do that. I guess it'll probably make your experience a little easier next time and moving forward when you want to look for more course materials. Okay, so using this information here, you're going to basically pop it into these different fields. Okay, but now I guess the first thing that you want to make a note of now is to select the right term. Okay, so when you're looking for your textbooks and materials, okay, so understanding how this works here. Okay, so if you're taking the full 16 weeks, like your classes are stretched out for the whole term, right? The whole semester, then you're going to have to click on this, term 1. That just means the full 16-week period, okay? If you're doing online, the first part, the first 8 weeks, it would be 8A. And if your class is scheduled for the second 8-week term, then you would select 8B. So for my purposes, I'm going to go with, when I look at OB, I know that it's online and it's the second half of the 16-week term. So the second 8 weeks, right? So I would select this, okay? And then I would, in this field here, the department is going to be public administration. So scroll down to that, okay? Select the course. It was level 2000. And then the section would be OB. Okay, and I'm sorry guys in advance. This is not a fantastic example only because right now I've only got one class, it's online, and my teacher, my instructor hasn't actually updated the course material from what I saw earlier today. So I have to check back. So I'm gonna have to check back and figure out what textbooks I'll be needing for spring. However, most of you it should be good to go. And so it would basically populate the different textbooks you would need. And then you could go ahead, there should be different ways that you can, you could buy it brand new. I think you could buy it used, you could rent it. There's maybe even an online version. And so you do the same thing across your whole schedule, right? Like, let's say you have 4 or 5 classes and you just plug all of those in and then just retrieve materials, okay? So I wanted to at least show you that that's what's located here. Okay, and then hopefully that was pretty straightforward. And you know what? Of course, I forgot to hit record. Did I? Oh, it is recording. Good, great. Okay, and just as a side note, since I'm talking about recording, I've been having issues with these videos, and I'm working with some colleagues here to fix that. I know some of the link will appear to be working, and then the next day it won't be working. It's super weird, so I really apologize for that. But you can always contact me here with specific questions and I can go work through some of them with you, okay? The next part I wanted to go through was the part-time job. So if you were to click on that, let me take a look and see. I want to move this. Okay. It would be here. So it should take you to this page here. And basically Handshake, it's like a third party, it's our vendor, right? You could sign up for Handshake. A lot of the campus jobs are located here if you're interested. If you qualify for federal work study, or if you're looking for a convenient place to work that's located right here on campus, you definitely want to go ahead and sign up for an account this way. And then it'll take you, you're basically you're gonna set up here, you're gonna type in your HPU email address. Then you're going to go into your HPU email address and confirm your account, and then you'll get set up, okay? And then basically you'll have access to whatever jobs are posted on campus and whatever jobs are really posted on the whole platform, okay? So that might be something that you folks might want to work, like kind of just check out, right? See what's going on in there. Oh, looks like, of course. Okay, so let's try it again. Let me just try to get in it so you guys can kind of get a better idea. That's true. Okay, let's try to see. Okay, so this is basically the department that controls it, right? The Career Development Center. What I wanted to find, okay, you could just search up jobs. And then up here, there should be a search box that would say Hawaii Pacific University, and it would pop up campus jobs. Okay, so right now we've got several different part-time on campus. For those of you who are interested, I highly recommend, if you're thinking about getting a job when you're on campus, get on Handshake, set up your profile, do whatever it is you need to do. You can always contact Career Development Center to help with resume, practice for interviews, and then of course apply to these campus positions, okay? And then you can see here, FWS stands for Federal Work Study. Only certain students will qualify for federal work study. So if you have received in your financial aid award packet something about federal work study that you qualify for it, these are the types of jobs that you could apply to, okay? These that are marked with FWS. If you're an international student, you're probably going to want to look for on-campus jobs, something that does not have that federal financial component, okay? So read through these job descriptions, and then you can always reach out to the department that's, I guess, promoting the job to find out if they are hiring for federal work study, or if it's, you know, what the criteria is for eligibility for the position. Okay, so I'll go back to here. let me get out of that. So let me see. Okay, I put Career Development Center here. If you have questions about campus jobs, or if you wanted to, resume review, this would be the department to contact right there. Okay. But while you're, you got a few more weeks, 3 weeks, a month left before you'll be here and doing classes and whatnot. So now might be a good time to connect with them, especially if you're looking for part-time work in the area, full-time work in the area, whatever it is you might be searching for in terms of jobs. And then this last bit here would be the sort of like clubs, right? So clubs, you've got the student government, we've got CAB. So there's all kinds of different events, and also student organizations here that if you're interested in getting involved on campus, if you're interested in making connections with some of the HPU Ohana, right? This would be a good place to start. Okay. And then of course, if you have enough people and if you have enough interest and buy-in, you can start your own club. Okay. So Student Government Association, they sort of represent the student body, right? Try to make things happen. So it's a better experience for students. CAB does a lot of the fun stuff. They plan out a lot of the different student activities. Okay. And then there are different ways to even develop your leadership on campus as well. Okay. So this would be a good place to start, kind of getting connected and feeling more a part of HPU, both co-curricular and extracurricular activities, right? That I encourage you folks to at least look into and check out. Okay, let me see where else. What did I do here? Okay, and then their information is here as well. Student Life is located right there. So I'm going to get out of this real quick, and then I wanted to just go back to that Word document. So if anybody just jumped in now, you can take like a screenshot. Maybe you can take a screenshot of these dates. Next week, Monday, I want to emphasize before we like continue on to the Q&A part. Next week, our final check-in, it falls on a Monday. Every other one that we've hosted so far has been on a Tuesday. I just wanted to clarify, next week is the last one and it's going to be on Monday. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that link if you wanted to RSVP. I'm going to put it in the chat box, okay? Where did my thing go? Where are you? Oh, here. Okay, I see visiting students allowed to apply. I cannot recall, Ricky. I know I want to say yes, but I think it's going to only be for certain types of jobs. So let me respond to you directly. Let me just put this info real quick and then I'll respond to you directly, okay? Sorry, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I had spent a lot of time working on that. So here's where you want to email Career Development, Ricky. Okay, email them, double check. Okay, and then I know financial aid is on the line here, and they might have more insight on that. Only because they do the federal work study. They control the federal work study process and packets. Okay, let's see. I wanted to scroll down here. Okay, and then let me just reiterate one more time. You guys, Monday, December 27th, the registration for orientation closes. So if you haven't yet registered for orientation, now might be a good time to do that. Okay. Oh, I didn't even go. Okay. And then if you're not going to be able to make it to orientation, you must notify the Office of First Year Experience. Okay. Okay. And then I put these links on this. This sheet is really just it's easy for me to copy and paste it into the chat. Okay. As we move forward. So let me go ahead and stop sharing for a sec. I can always go back on if I need to. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much all I just kind of wanted to walk you through that part of viewing your schedule. Does anybody have questions about like how to look at their schedule and how to maybe search for the textbooks or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn it over. Honestly, I'll just go ahead and turn it over. You're welcome, Ricky. I'll turn it over to just a Q&A. That's all I wanted to show you guys, was like just a quick little navigation on maybe how to get your textbooks. If you were to go ahead and order them now, or soon, then they would be ready for pickup at the bookstore, which is located at Aloha Tower. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'll give you guys time to put your I'll give you guys some time to put your questions in the chat. And there is another thing I wanted to share with you, since we're talking about location and stuff. So where the bookstore is located. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen again. Let me put this in the chat right here. So downtown Loa campus. I want to just show you guys these maps because I thought that they are pretty cool. It's a good idea to kind of know where you're going once you do get here. And I was going to go over this next week anyway, as like part of the last minute info you need before you arrive to campus. But they're pretty cool. Let me go ahead and share my, sorry, I'm moving all these things around. I need more than 2 screens. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And I'll walk you guys through the map. Okay, right here. Okay. Okay, so I just popped the links in the chat. Okay, one is the downtown campus. You can see these highlighted areas here. So right now, I am actually talking to you folks from this yellow building right at about here. Okay, for non-residential students, so people who are not living on campus, when you arrive and you come to pick up your student ID, that it'll be located at this office, okay? So I can zoom in a little bit to get a better shot of what that looks like. So this is Waterfront Plaza, okay? What's cool about this is if you click on one of these buildings, it'll show you, oh, whoops, I gave you the wrong one. This is building 5. I'm talking to you from somewhere over here. I don't know, it looks different to me. Okay, so this is basically what's located in building 5. Okay, and then now and again, this is a bad example, I'm sorry. So when you look at your schedule, it'll say a location, it'll say campus. Mine, again, bad example, because military campus, that's typically online or up in, on the military base. But if it does say something like WP, if it says HLC, if it says ATM, OC, it might say something like that. Then you can kind of at least see where you're physically going to be going for your classes. So let me back up out of this a little bit. Okay, so student services, we're located here. And then, of course, you've got a whole bunch of different offices here. Building 1, College of Health and Society, psychology departments. We got a bunch of different classrooms. Okay, so when you're looking at your schedules, you'll see something like WP1 510, and that would just indicate the building, the floor, and the room number, okay? But I thought this map was actually pretty cool. It's gotten built out a little bit better over time, okay? And then we go up the road here, and this is Aloha Tower. So this is where the waterfront lofts are. If you did accept housing, your housing offer, this is for the waterfront lofts, this is where you would be living, okay? And then, of course, you see these little buses. That's where the shuttle would pick you up. Our intercampus shuttle will pick you up. And I'm really hoping to have the spring schedule ready and included in the next Kuleana checklist. We can go over it if it's ready. I know security has been working really hard to kind of finalize that. I'm not sure where they are in that process. So hopefully I'll have that info soon. Okay, and then of course we've got Pioneer Plaza. So these 3 locations for the downtown campus, that's like the trifecta right there. That's the triangle. So it's, I'd say 15, if you're cruising on foot, maybe 20-minute walk between each. Well, not from here to ATM is quicker than that, like 10 10 or 15. But from here to Pioneer Plaza, maybe like a 20-minute walk. But it's all really close. It's all close enough to do. It's doable. So when you see on your schedule, if it says PL, then you know it's up here on Fort Street. And then if it says ATM, it's somewhere down here at Aloha Tower. And then if it says WP, that's over here. Okay. And then of course you've got the shuttle stops that you can look at. For Hawaii Loa campus, now I'm not as familiar with this map or the campus itself because I primarily work in downtown and hardly ever visit HLC. We've got some, well, it looks like the soccer field. Obviously there is a shuttle here. And then it looks like all the different, the academic center is located here. Science labs on the second floor. Simulation lab I thought was here now, but maybe there's another one there too. Okay. So go through that. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what the campus looks like. And then of course, now I do want to make you make it clear that Hawaii Loa campus is on the other side of the mountains from us here. Okay, so downtown is downtown, South Shore. Okay, and then the Hawaii Loa campus is just on the other side of the mountain on the east side. Okay. And so I thought that might be kind of interesting when you're looking at your schedule so that you can use your schedule to find your textbooks with using that information here and then figuring out what campus you're at, right? Where you have to travel to get to your classes. And then you can see where the shuttle stops and where the campus, sort of the campus map, okay? Okay, and now I will turn it over to the Q&A portion. Let me get out of the screen share so I can see what's going on in the chat. Maybe my colleagues are already monitoring it, which would be great. Okay, where are we at? All right, so let's turn it over for Q&A. Or if any of my other colleagues have any announcements to make, feel free to jump in and make whatever announcements you need.
Hey, Kelly, it's David from the Registrar's Office. Just wanted to do a quick plug for those who haven't uploaded a photo for their student IDs to consider doing so. It'll really save you some time. For those that are living on campus, as long as you submit your photo by Sunday, January 2nd, we'll make sure that we have it in your packet when you check into your room so that you don't have to come down to Waterfront Plaza to get your photo ID picture taken. For those that are not living on campus, it'll still save you some time because we can pre-print your photo and have it ready for you at the Student Service Center. So again, really try to get that photo uploaded by Sunday, January 2nd, so that we can have it ready for you when you arrive on campus.
Sorry about not including that on the dates.
No worries. Hey, there's a million things to do, and this is one of them. So it should be easy to do. I guess, do you mind if I'm just going to take over
Sure.
for 1 second?
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you can upload your photo if you haven't already by going onto the MyHPU portal. You would have a student services tab here. I have a staff one, but it's the same setup. You just go over there to student services, click more. And then there is this online photo upload. If you click on that, it'll take a second. And it might have you sign in again, but it'll eventually pop on through.
I think it's going to take you to the administrative side.
Right. Yeah. So there I
cool.
am. Yeah. And so it'll be a blank right there, and you can hit click to submit a new photo, and it'll take you to Cloud Card, where you can actually just upload your photo as long as it's in JPEG or GIF form or right from your iPhone or Android phone. Should be against a plain white background or an unobtrusive background looking directly at the camera. But it's as simple as that, and then we'll be able to generate your student ID based on that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, David. I'm actually looking up a question about the e-bill payments. Okay, let's see. Is someone from the business office on this? Smiles allowed, of course. Yes, Stian. Smiles are definitely allowed. In your ID photo. Is someone from the business office on this call by chance? Okay, if not, that's okay. I'm pretty sure there is a way to do this online. However, I have not tried it myself. So let's take a look. I'm going to try to find this real quick. So we're asking, someone is asking how to trigger a payment online. So let me just take a look. Sorry for the pause. Upload the picture. Okay, great. So we've got it. We're getting some answers there. Let's take a look. I'm trying to go into my portal again. Let's see. Payment. Oh, okay. That was a long one. Okay, so let me see. Stock my register. Okay. Student services. Let's go to my student profile, payment plans, view and pay. So it looks like you can do it online. So I'm gonna do the screen share. I'm gonna have to take back over this, okay? And see if we can go for it. Okay, so for the bill payment part, it looks like there is an area to do it here. Okay, so again, my.hpu.edu, get into your portal. Hopefully you've been kind of tinkering with your portal already. Okay, again, how David was saying, there's student services, faculty services, staff services. So you're not going to have the staff and faculty part, but you will have the student part. Click on that, scroll down, and you should be able to find right here, view and pay e-bill. Okay, so go ahead and try that link. Have you already gotten that far and you're not able to move forward, or were you just having a hard time finding that? I don't want to click on that because I don't want to show you guys my actual bill. Okay. All right. I want to see, who asked that question? Philip, did you need?
I asked the question. I came this far, but in my acceptance letter, it told me to pay that I have to pay amount of $6,000, but I can't find where to send the money.
Okay, and that is electronically or a check? I mean, I don't know what the method of payment. Are you
No,
talking about
it's
online?
I think it's should be online. Yes.
Okay. Okay, unfortunately right now I don't believe I have anyone. Oh, Haley's here. Haley, you are here. Okay, sorry. So Haley's actually having some technical issues right now. I know otherwise she would have jumped in to address that question, Philip. So I'm just kind of writing down your name real quick because I want to make sure I don't lose you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I want to make sure that
Or you can also give me an email address where I tell them my answer, my question.
yeah, definitely. So I'm still sharing my screen, yes? Okay, let me go here and then so all of our contact info is here. It's at the guide page. So scroll down here. You can do the view e-bill. So this would be for billing related issues. This is the most appropriate department to talk to, okay? Would be them. So you could email them. Of course, you can email me too at student services. We got financial aid is there. That's not going to apply to you right now, I don't think. But here's my contact info as well. So it's really up to you. Whoever, I mean, I'm going to end up having to get them involved anyway, right? That way they can really, really walk you through that part. And I'm not even monitoring the chat right now. There's probably answers in the chat as I'm talking. Okay. So I have your info, Philip, and I will have either Haley or someone from her team assist you further with that. Oh, okay. Okay, Haley, can you just it's direct to me, so go for it. Whenever you're ready, you can full on answer Philip's question.
I don't have any of the previous information. So what the question? Sorry.
Okay, sorry. It says, so basically the question is just the payment of the semester fee. Philip is unable to find where exactly he needs to go to trigger a payment.
Okay. Do you want me to screen share
Yeah.
now? I was gonna wait
Yeah.
passing it around.
Yeah, if you want to take control, that would be great. That way you can show. I don't know if you have like a sample, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know if I have a
Like a screen
sample
share,
of, like,
not really. Okay.
I can screen sharing. Yeah, you should be able to get. So make the payment on your bill online. We do take payments, cash, check, in the office. But to really make a payment, you're gonna want to go to your MyEDU portal.
Sorry, Haley, before you continue talking, if you could just speak a little bit slower, the sound on your mic is really laggy. So I think, I
Okay,
don't know, it's our internet. It could be just our internet connection. The weather's been weird.
I think our internet is just like, but also.
What is
Sorry.
that?
I was trying to do it on my own to see if that would help, but no. Technical difficulty. Okay, so student services, and then here, and then scroll down to this and pay bill. And it's going to take you to CashNet, which is kind of like your payment portal. And this is where you can see your bill, see your statements, make payments. There's a button right here that says make payment. You can make payment here. You can also enroll a payment plan here if that's something you're interested in. So I'll see if it lets me do something. So I can add this my payment. And then if I ask you how you would like to pay, so you pay with credit, debit card, you can pay with a bank account, so it's like an electronic check. Or if you're an international student who paying with bank, an international fund transfer, you click up international transfer. And then it'll prompt you to enter all of your information, and we'll click whatever and continue, and it'll prompt you to enter all of your information for whatever type of payment that you're making.
Thank you. I thought that was really, that was helpful. I didn't realize you had the international payment option there as well. That's good.
Yep.
That's really good. That never existed before, so that's awesome.
Yeah, that's there now, and I can also pay cash or check if you're gonna pay for some of the student services there.
Cool. So Philip, if you're able to follow those steps, or if you already have, and it's still not working for you, can you please email us at the emails that I had provided? Then we can work to troubleshoot it. It could just be like a technical issue. Okay, so I'm gonna continue moving forward. Stian, I want to repeat. Yes, smiles are allowed in the photo for sure. Okay, for your IDs. Okay, wow, we've got a lot. Okay, for Finn's got a lot. Okay, I've got some questions about health insurance. Okay, currently trying to find an alternative to the ISO. as there are so many exceptions to the coverage, but I'm having
Oh,
trouble
hey,
finding.
Kelly, I've been DMing directly with them.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Can I
fantastic.
use the email IS? So if you're an international student and you have questions about international health insurance and the waiver, you can also email iss@hpu.edu. So yeah, I instructed Finn to do that, and I let
Cool.
Steph, so she's monitoring the email box now.
Oh,
Thanks.
awesome. Thank you. Okay, then the next one that I see is, oh, thank you for that. Now I see it. My bad. Okay, so is IAEA an okay place to rent an apartment when you go to the HPU downtown campus? I would say, yeah. I mean, what do you mean by okay? Like, what is your definition of okay, I guess, Jessica? You can unmute and just talk if you want. Or you can chat, that's fine. IAEA, it's not too far. IAEA is maybe, I would say less than 30 minutes away without traffic. That would be the one thing. That would be the one thing that I would be a little bit cautious about, is that when there is traffic, it's pretty bad. Like it's thick, right? And IAEA is like a lot of people live in IAEA. So, and then of course you think about where Pearl Harbor is in relation to IAEA. It's some traffic, definitely some traffic, but it's a good area. Definitely, there's all kinds of great places to eat. There's shopping there, and it's actually pretty close. I guess it would depend on what kind of transportation you're planning on using. Are you going to get yourself a car? I would not recommend riding a moped from IAEA to downtown, but I guess it depends on where in IAEA. I don't know. I'm thinking about using the freeway, and that's just like a no. That's a huge no. I see people sometimes on mopeds and I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. So if you're gonna use public transportation, I'd say it's pretty straightforward. If you have your own personal transportation, pretty straightforward. And then just know that normal, like traditional hours, right? Early in the morning when people are headed off to work, later in the afternoon when people are heading home, there will be those heavy times of traffic. That's pretty much it. But it is it's a good place to live, I would say. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. There's cool skate parks and some entertainment in the area, and it's pretty close to downtown. Okay, so what would happen to international students with lockdown leading to full online classes? Stian, okay. We're getting more complex. We're heading into the more complex stuff. Okay.
Hey, can I just respond to that? So basically, I know that our International Students and Scholars Office is carefully monitoring this. The situation, as you can imagine, keeps changing. So your best bet is to email iss@hpu.edu, because what they would tell you now might be different in a few weeks if the situation changes. They will also be proactively reaching out to students. So for example, when the US and many other countries was not letting students from South Africa enter the US, then our ISS office sent out a direct message to all those, any student that would be affected, to let them know. So they're monitoring and they would reach out to you. But if you have questions along the way, which is completely understandable, you can email them specifically about those border issues in terms of entering the country or your visa. If it's general flight information related to COVID entering the US, there is a completely separate website and information for that, if that's helpful. Thanks.
I can pop that travel info into the chat. Just a couple of different links. I don't know if that's helpful or not. I thought it was pretty good. There's the assessment tool. And then that way, that's the one that Bernard had shared with me. I'll just put it in the chat so folks have access to it. Okay, a couple of different links there for travel. Okay, this assessment, it'll kind of walk you step by step to help you figure out which sort of category of traveler you are. Okay, so I want to go ahead and ask or answer is it possible? Okay, hopefully I have somebody from housing on this call, but if not, I'm just gonna, I think it's okay. So Elena is asking if it's possible to host friends in a shared bedroom on campus. Anybody from housing on that? No? I want to say it's probably, yeah, I don't see why not, but there might be some rules, right? With vaccination policy, testing, I'm not totally sure. So you know what, Elena, let me just, for that kind of question, hosting friends in shared bedrooms on campus. I'm gonna just put it in here to email, just to be safe. Yeah, I would rather you reach out directly to HPU Housing to find out what their rules are. Because like what Melissa was saying, I mean, this thing, it just keeps evolving, it keeps changing, you know, and then they might already have a procedure that instead of changing it every time the guidance changes, right? We're changing back and forth. They might just leave a policy in place and let it ride out the wave, because to, you know, have a policy, then change it and then change it again, and then it's just too much. So just contact housing directly, okay? And just double check. Okay, so Miley, you're having a bit, oh, attempting to change major. Supposed to, okay, so Miley wants to know that, okay, so basically, so Miley's writing, I don't see an answer to that one. Oh, David, you got it. David's
Yeah,
helping
hey
you
Miley,
out,
if
Miley.
you
Thank
can jump in the chat and just direct message me, I can see if I can help you with that change right now.
Awesome. Oh, that's a good one. I'm not too sure then about your second question there. Is there a fitness room in the campus living or one nearby? Yes. I think there's a fitness center at both HLC and ATM. Alena, I'm assuming you are going to be living on campus. And then if you know which campus you are. And I'm looking up the cheerleading info. It would be athletics, yeah. Let's take a look. Okay, where are we? Oh, wow. What is the, Melissa, do you happen to know what is the contact info for athletics? Is it the Sharks website or is it just athletics at HPU?
Let me look.
Oh, thank you. I'm having a problem like finding it on our webpage.
No worries.
I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh wow, Park Shore housing. So I imagine now that Park Shore, that we have access to whatever Park Shore, whatever facilities Park Shore has, I imagine that we have it too. So again, now Alena, this would be another housing question, but you can also find it, I think you could find it on our website. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So for the athletics question, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and that email athletics to find out about the cheerleading question, okay? And then let's find Park Shore. I'm pretty sure if you look under housing, the housing page, you would find some of that info there. I know that if I recall correctly, they did mention that we have access to the facilities at Park Shore. Oh, where am I? Oh. Let's take a look. Okay. I'm trying to take a look. Okay, weekly cleaning, fitness room, access to the hotel fitness room, recreation room, and pool. So you definitely have access to that. Okay, and I will just put this link in the chat. Okay, for anybody else who might be living on at Park Shore, you guys could take a look at that residence life page with some more info on that. Okay, is there any possibility to get on a wait list for a certain course? This might be for like David or Melissa, if you guys can chime in on this one. I'm not really certain on this, but I'll continue reading it all the way out. My major in Germany is ship design and naval architecture. My home university wants me to visit the course Oceanographic Field Technology, and the system says it's fully booked.
Venus, do you know how if the wait list is possible for visiting students, or is there a different process? Or is it best if the student just emails directly because it might be a specific situation? Because I know that if the class is booked, we can't overload it, but I don't know if it's possible to add visiting students to a wait list.
Exactly. Me too. I don't know that part.
Yeah, so okay, so she said she doesn't have a mic, but the reason why it's complicated, or it's really not possible, and so it's better if you're finding another class and just continue to monitor it, because students will be changing and adjusting their schedule, so a space may open up. Yeah, see, because how the waiting list works for a degree seeking student is basically they put themselves on the wait list, then the system, as soon as a seat opens up, the system will email them, and then they have a window in which to register. But visiting students don't have access to register because you would get a lot of prerequisite errors. And so you have to work with the registrar's office to get registered. And we can't guarantee that we're going to be able to coordinate that in time for the seat to open up. So it's not possible to be added to the wait list in the traditional way. But again, if you continue to monitor, I know it can be annoying, but if it's a class that you need, if you want to keep checking, because registration does change, unfortunately, that would be your only option for a seat that's already closed.
Thank you. Thanks to you both. So, sorry, Venus. I mean, first of all, I saw your name at the last second, and I know you've been primarily really cranking away at those requests. And sorry, I didn't know you didn't have a mic. That's a bummer. But thank you for helping with that. Okay, so hopefully that was clear enough. Okay, how does the roommate assignments work? I've accepted a quad occupancy loft. Do I get 3 random roommates by January 4th? Or is there anything I need to do by that date? I thought that you did like a survey. Was there some sort of a survey involved where they kind of ask you if you're a morning person? Are you a night owl? Stian, does that sound familiar? Were you asked some questions about like what style, what is your lifestyle questions? Because I think that's how our housing department tries their best to select appropriate roommates. And then I don't know how much time you've spent in your StarRez portal. There might be more information in there as well. I mean, we cannot please everyone all the time, but I know that they work really hard to get the right roommates, right? Like the right fit for roommates. I would reach out, Stian, that would be a general question that I would ask housing. Or if you already have an email in your HPU email address from housing, like if there's a specific person that you're already communicating with via email, I would ask them. There might be even a community advisor where you assigned a community advisor. That would be another resource to tap to ask that kind of question as well. Oh, Maile, that's a good one. I feel like I've heard something like that. Is there a chance I could specifically request my roommate? I want to say there was a way that people are able to kind of increase their chances of being put together. But let's say there were like 3 or 4 friends, they would all basically have to fill out the same information on their sort of survey, and then you kind of have to work in coordination with each other to increase your chances of getting your specific roommates. So, and even then, it's not 100% guarantee for all these housing. And thank you for the housing questions. It's interesting because we've actually had housing on almost all the other calls except for today. So I'm sorry. I'll try to get them on next week for sure. But yeah, so that's my understanding of how friends or groups of people who want to be together, they try to like coordinate it and then fill out the form all exact, and sometimes they get the their roommates, right? So Maile, go ahead and again, it's right above your question, housing at hp.edu. Okay, just January 19th is the last day. Oh, thanks. What if the roommate I want to be with is already dorming at HPU? That's another housing question. I really don't deal directly with that. It's possible. I want to say it's possible, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that would definitely, that's still another housing question. Now, did you folks take a look at any of the emails from housing? So in your HPU email address, you should have some university communications, and their emails tend to be really condensed. So you have to go through them, spend some time, and really understand what it is that you're reading. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of the fun stuff, but it's a lot of information. And it might be in those emails. Some of the questions, some of the answers to the questions you're asking right now could be in those emails. But that's wow, that's an interesting one. I'm sorry, Miley, that I'm not able to answer like these really specific housing questions. Let me see, do I get 3 random? Oh, same. So the only thing I know is that you will receive your room and your roommate assignments on January 4th. So if you have questions about that now, I would email housing and just double check, ask them what is the method, like how do they go about choosing? I thought there was some sort of survey to figure to help match roommates. Okay, any other questions not specific to housing? Okay, so when you first applied, you answered those questions. Okay, so then yes, those are the questions that housing is using to help facilitate appropriate assignments of your roommates. And then, so I just want to go, I guess I'll go back into here and let's see. Oh, where did it go? Okay. All right, so let's go here. And we'll just go with hide that. All right, let's see what kind of info we can find on that. So housing would fall under the student life category. And then of course you have it's the same info here that's in here. So secure housing, this will take you to that. You've got off campus. Let me see, where did I put that? Let's see. Applying for housing, that's not what I'm trying to do. Let's just go to search it in the keyword search. Housing and residence life. Okay, so waterfront lofts. So you can actually click on each of these and get a little bit more info on them. I mean, you may have already have, but let's see. So let's just say waterfront. That sounded like a waterfront loft. Community living, that might be another resource for you to check out. Noise, cleanliness, guests. I guess, so here's their full on contact info. You could try calling or emailing. It's the same thing. They're gonna have the experts, those that work directly with everything housing, right? That they'll be able to answer your questions more succinctly than I can, because they live and breathe this stuff. So I would email them to find out these really specific questions about that. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. Okay. And then I want to put this back up on the screen again. And I guess I should just put that one in there real quick. So January 2nd, if you are living on campus, I guess I could put it right here. January 2nd, living on campus. So this would be the upload your photo. Yeah, photo for your HPU ID. I guess that would be a deadline essentially. Okay, that way we can have it ready for you in your welcome packet. When it's time to move in, it'll act as your card key to get into your dorm. So get that photo upload done. And where can you find the photo upload info? On the guide page, along with all the other Kuleana checklist stuff. Okay, just type it in there. Oh, whoops. And I did the wrong thing. So it'll pop you right onto the page. Scroll down. Where do you do? Here we go. Photo ID. Okay, upload, and then it'll give you some step-by-step instructions on how to go ahead and do that. Okay, which is honestly, everything is in Portal and it's under student services. So just click on more. If it's not right up in this list here, click on more. Okay, and then you've got the photo upload as well as your health records upload. Okay, get those things submitted as soon as you can. For this one, if you're living on campus, actually, you might as well do both of these. If you're living on campus, do both of these by January 2nd, like no later than. That way it's just, you're ready to go. It's one less thing to have to worry about once class starts. Okay. Okay, let's see. Are there any other questions that I may have missed? Okay, okay. So, I want to start the nursing program in January. Do I have to attend both orientations or just the nursing one? I thought, Adrian, do you want to jump in on that?
So I just answered that. So basically the nursing orientation, my understanding is that it will cover specific information for nursing students, whereas the general orientation is going to cover general information about HP resources and other support services.
So, and it says too that the orientation is just required. I don't see any other option. It's required for all students. So.
Yep, that's correct, Kelly. And yes, thank you, Melissa. All of what you said is correct. Thank you.
Okie dokie. All right, we still got a minute for last minute questions. And then of course, don't forget you guys, next week, Monday is going to be the last Ohana check-in. Again, hopefully we'll have the campus shuttle schedule available by then. And possibly even like, I'm hoping in the next Kuleana checklist, you guys will have info to share with you on where to pick up IDs, the times, locations, etc. for both non-residential and residential. It's two different processes for depending on whether you live on campus or not. Are these webinars recorded? They are. Unfortunately for me, they are. I know. Thank you, Stian, for joining. I know it's like wee hours of the morning there in Europe. So yes, they are. And I'm having issues with the recording, so I have to record them locally in order to send them off and get them converted to the right format. But I do have my colleagues working to help me with troubleshooting the issues with these videos. So I'll try to get them published as soon as possible. Like I said, one day it'll be working fine, and then the next it shows up as a broken link on that page. So I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm working to fix it. This one should be fine because it's recorded locally, and I usually, for the local recordings, I've been successful. It's been a lot easier to get them over to our media team here to fix and do whatever the magic that they do. Okay. Awesome. All right, you guys, it is 3 o'clock here in Hawaii. The sun is starting to come out. It was rainy earlier. So for now, we're going to say ahui ho. We'll see you guys soon. Okay. Hopefully you guys can make it to next week, Monday. And if not, we'll see you guys next year. All right. Keep checking your emails and stay on track. Okay. You guys are almost here. All right. Aloha, you guys. Take care.